So if you want your boss to pay you more money, then in this video, I'm going to go over the 6 steps to help you get that salary increase. These are the 6 steps I use myself at my job to increase my salary. I have helped over 100 employees increase their salary, and I have over 10 years experience in this field. So these 6 steps are based on proven strategies that many of my clients have used and been successful with. So let's dive into it. So one thing to keep in mind of all these steps is the intention is we're trying to increase your overall perceived value. Asking for more money isn't something that you can do in just one conversation. You need to lay some groundwork. What you're doing in these 6 steps is increasing your impact and your reputation. So when the time comes where you actually ask for more money, it's going to seem obvious to your boss that you deserve it. Okay, so let's get into the 6 steps. Number 1, you want to increase your visibility and accountability. Basically, you want to just stop working away quietly at your desk, not talking to your boss or letting people know what's going on with you. Working like that doesn't build any trust, and trust is one of the most important commodities at work and is the thing that's going to really help your reputation. It is really, really simple to improve this, and it just takes a few simple steps. So for instance, say hi to your boss every day, share with them what you're working on, share with them where you're stuck, let them know the things that you're prioritizing and what you're hoping to get done, let them know what your goals are. And then in those conversations, just be open to any feedback they might be happy to provide you. When you are assigned tasks, make sure that you're meeting deadlines and what you're handing in is of the top quality. If you do all of those things, you're going to be building a lot of trust with your boss and you're going to feel way better about giving you that raise. Number 2 is be a collaborator. Collaboration is the number 1 trait employers are looking for from early career employees. It's more important than problem solving or working hard. So how do you collaborate properly? Well, collaboration is simply cooperation, except that the group is sharing one goal. So there are 4 steps to cooperation that you need to follow. The first is be nice. Pretty basic, right? If someone is talking, listen. If someone contributes something useful, thank them for it. The second is be forgiving. If someone in a meeting says something that you don't like or cuts you off, take it as being a one-time thing and don't hold a grudge about it. Don't form an opinion about them off of one bad interaction. Which brings me to number 3, don't be a pushover. You're allowed to be retaliatory. If someone does say something that crosses the line, call them out on it in that moment, have that small conflict, resolve it, and move on. That's what cooperation's about. And the 4th thing you need to remember for cooperation is be clear. When you start speaking, know what it is that you want in that conversation. Know what your goals are so that when you're speaking to people, you're not wasting their time and you're moving things forward. If you follow all of those, you'll have collaboration down, no problem, and you'll build that reputation. Number 3 is be adaptable. It's easier said than done, but the problem with people that aren't adaptable is they create resistance. And resistance is friction, and friction is costly. It slows things down, it wears things out, it makes everything more expensive. And remember, what we're trying to do is increase your perceived value. So if you're someone that's always making things more expensive or take longer, then you're not going to have that perception and you're not going to be the type of person that they're going to want to give a raise to. This doesn't mean you can't oppose ideas, but if you're going to oppose an idea, then you better make sure it's not just because you like the way things were before and you don't want to change. Have some good reasons to back it up and you'll be fine. Number 4 is wherever you can, try and think and talk bigger. What I mean by that is your company's going to have some really big goals that they're trying to work towards, and you want to be speaking to those goals when you're talking about the things you're doing every single day. You want to make sure that what you do is bringing your company closer to those goals. That can seem somewhat overwhelming, so this is the simplest way that I found to be able to do that. Whenever you're talking, whenever you're in a meeting, whenever you guys are discussing things, always remember to think of the customer. You want to put the customer front and center in all of the things that you're considering doing at work, because really the customer is it. Without the customer, you don't have a business. They pay for all the bills. They're the most important person in the meeting. They're not there, but they matter the most. So if you advocate for the customer, you're always going to be thinking bigger and talking bigger and bringing the company closer to its biggest goals. Number 5 is track your output. What doesn't get measured doesn't really count. And I can tell you, your boss isn't going to do this for you. To measure what you accomplish, you're going to need some sort of simple productivity system that helps you keep track of things. The one I like to use has 3 columns in it. The first is backlog, and that's going to have the big projects that I talked about earlier, the big goals that your company has. The second column is going to be called weekly, and in that column, you're going to take parts of the big project and you're going to say, I'm going to work on this piece of it this week. And the third column is going to be your daily tasks. And in that, you're going to time block space to work on chunks of the weekly tasks that tie to the bigger overall goals. At the end of this, the important thing to do is keep a completed list where you can say, hey, I spent 2 hours today, or I spent 1 hour the other day working towards this big goal. The key is when you're talking to your boss or having conversations that you can demonstrate that your daily tasks are connected to these bigger goals and that you're keeping them in mind and that you're always trying to work on them. Now, I know that days can get wrecked with meeting requests and you're not totally in control of your schedule. I get that. That happens to everybody. The intention with this isn't to be perfect. The intention is that when you do get the time to work on something, you're not wasting it planning what you're going to do next. You already have everything planned out. So when you have free time and you're ready to get down to some work, you can just get started right away and be way more effective. Even a few hours a week working towards some of the bigger goals and taking care of some of the big tasks that your company has will put you way ahead of most of the people that you're working with. And that's part of what we're doing here. You're going to be increasing your impact in such a way that your boss is going to see how valuable you are to the company overall and be ready to give you that raise. And number 6 is have stories for all of this stuff. It's really easy just to say, oh, well, I'm really accountable, or I'm a great communicator, or I get lots of work done. But what you want to have is real concrete examples to back this stuff up. When you talk to your boss about the reasons why you deserve a raise, it's kind of like writing a review for yourself. And so you want to have the examples that you can put into this conversation to make it really clear why you're such an impactful person, why you have such a great reputation, and why you deserve the raise. If you're doing a good job keeping track of the tasks you've completed, then really what this means is you're gonna have to sit down one day and sort of look at the things you've done, pick the best ones that are the best examples, and just sort of write them down as quick little notes so that when it comes time to have this conversation, you have something to reference so you are able to speak about it. Like I said, I used to follow all of these steps back at one of my old jobs, and it got me promoted, and I was so happy about it that I just accepted the promotion without really questioning the salary increase that came with it. After 6 months, I began to think that I was more valuable than the raise that had been given to me at the time of the promotion. So I sat down with the task lists that were completed and started writing out the examples of all the things that I'd done to contribute to the company. I sent that email off to my regional president, and he said that he would get back to me after he looked at it. And within a week, I got a 10% raise just from sitting down and writing out that email after I'd followed the 6 steps that I laid out for you. So I know firsthand that if you follow these steps and you use this framework when you go to ask for a raise, your chances of success are way, way higher. If you feel like you could use some one-on-one guidance to earn more, get a promotion, or achieve career freedom, then you can book a free 15-minute call with me in the link in the description. In that call, I will listen to your situation and see how I can help you achieve your goals at work and solve any problems that could come up. Thank you for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel to not miss out on any further content. And I would love to hear about some of the things you might have done to be able to get a raise at your job, so leave it in the comments below.